So this is Jeep, and Jeep plays a very special place in my heart. So we're going to cut to what was the foundational pillar for Jeep back in 2010. There we have it, Jeep from the archives. Pete, I'm going to start with you. Talk to me.
Oh, take me back to the time when great big brand ads ruled the world, and look, for me that just takes you back, and it just sweeps you away, doesn't it? You know, in a great song, the soundtrack I think just absolutely nails the brand ID and the brand DNA, doesn't it? Yeah, don't hold back. With the visuals of just freedom, country, you note the original Jeep, the Army Jeep, that's just bulletproof, absolutely bulletproof. America was built on this stuff, you know, so is Australia, you know. So beautiful, emotive. Soundtracks are not as simple as they sound. If they're too dominant, if they're too strong, they can actually swamp an ad, and people remember the soundtrack, or it triggers all that soundtrack, and you don't know who it's for. Yeah. So that's the biggest crime. That ad doesn't break that rule at all. It's just beautifully in sync. The soundtrack plays to the narrative and the DNA of Jeep, the brand, and it takes you back to the time that this is how to build great brands and great memories. Build them, re-trigger them, strengthen them, sell cars.
So this was where Jeep started to turn a corner. So Jeep had been selling less than 5,000 vehicles a year for like a decade. And this was the first moment they started to crack it. So they launched this and they jumped from 5,000 to 8,000 vehicles. Now, there's a lot of credit that goes to I Bought a Jeep, which did help accelerate it. Yep. But I'd call this was the foundation brand pillar that had the emotion of Jeep and soundtrack. And the interesting thing with the soundtrack is this was a top 5 aria. And I think it was 3-4 years prior. So it had been around for a little while. Yeah. So it's like it had already established itself and people loved it. So all Jeep was doing was going, I'm going to anchor my brand to this song that people love and like. And that's what they've done. And that's what they did for multiple years post. So I agree with you. Great soundtrack. You know, you would have paid 150, 300 grand for it. You've got to write a check for it. But the upside was huge and they could leverage it.
Worth every cent.
I agree. Yep. Matt, what are your thoughts?
The payoff is, well, the proof is in the pudding. It's a goat of an ad because I heard the song and I knew exactly whose ad that was 16 years later from when that aired.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's really powerful.
So big payoff again. As you said, they've paid a lot of money to use that song. But I think it's held. So a couple of things. Again, 9 seconds to establish it was a car ad. I was counting this time.
Yeah, too good.
And I think we saw the Jeep logo within the first 15 seconds.
Yep.
So we knew exactly what it was. We didn't sort of get lost in the storytelling or the music. To your point of, I don't think the music overpowered. I think it added to it.
Yeah.
But I think this is the identity of a car. Like nobody bought a Jeep for a spec sheet.
No,
They bought it for who they become when they drive it.
for that feeling.
Totally. So this is the identity of a vehicle that you want to leverage. And it's the same with Chinese cars right now. They look premium and European. They've got full specs. So I feel like I'm driving a premium car just without the price point. So this is why you Japanese and your Chinese cars, that's the divergence.
Yeah.
And that's just the product market shift.
I agree. It'd be interesting to see when a Chinese brand adopts an emotive, anchored in music or, soundtrack type of a creative, because that's the opportunity. And the grounds are shifting. The tectonic plates are really shifting in auto, aren't they?
But I think this is where Jeep got it really right. And it's interesting, I worked really closely with them on a few different things. Part of our ad tech actually started with Jeep.
Right.
When they were watching a current affair, the CMO was actually watching the current affair, and Google had just released their second by second, minute by minute traffic. So you could log into Google Analytics and you could see how many users were there. So he actually was sitting there looking at Google Analytics on a Sunday night because he was trying to use that to forecast sales and revenue. And all of a sudden, the Jeep ad went on and his traffic went from 40 to 600 users as soon as his ad went on. He's just like, I need to measure this. So that's actually how
amazing.
Media Pulse started, because we wanted to track when an ad goes live, how many people take immediate action, so your brand response. So that became really important for Jeep to measure, because then it was like, okay, what programs, what day parts, what creative was actually driving response. That's more your performance rather than the brand or memory encoding. So that's really interesting. But then you go, that's your brand layer, the music bed. Then you go, I bought a Jeep, became more the conversion layer as the social proof, as the herd is I bought a Jeep, I bought a Jeep, I bought a Jeep, with humor, entertainment, all wrapped up in one. So you go, they didn't really explode with the brand layer. It's when they added the conversion layer, and that was 12 to 18 months later. That's really when this thing blew up.
According to the metrics you were just talking about?
Sales data.
Right, okay.
So they went from sub 5,000 to 30,000 plus in 4 years.
Wow.
And that was so 6x, huge.
Right.
And again, the ad plays a role, and this is where I go, product market fit is everything.
Yeah.
Back then as well, the Aussie dollar, US dollar was at parity. You actually got $1.10. So Jeeps were really cheap. SUVs was what everyone wanted.
Yep.
And Jeep had arguably the best product market fit then. So you had all the wins at your back. So it was all stacked. So there's not just one reason Jeep did amazingly well.
Yeah.
There was multiple. The ads helped. But the brand layer, the conversion layer, stacked.
Right. So it was a double-barreled two-play that worked quite synergistically, yeah?
Because you'd already built this memory of the soundtrack and anchored it to Jeep. So you only needed 5 to 10 seconds at the back of an ad to remind refresh. It was already built. And then you got I bought a Jeep. So that's how you can leverage it all the way through.
That's how you do it then.
Yeah.
Yep.